talk about Terrion and Arnold. All right, been a big thing about the penalties. People want him bench, and some people, I ain't gonna say a lot, you know. I just don't feel bad about him. I think he right there. I think he's a good corner already. And Dan Campbell spoke about that on 97.1 The Ticket. I'm guessing it was Thursday morning, because I read the article. And he basically said they working on it. That's exactly what he said. He said we going, you know, today was their big practice day for Dallas. 4:25 Detroit time, Sunday. He said today was their big practice day. That's what he said. Today was their big practice day, and that's what they do one-on-one drills for. And they worked on that today. He said they worked on that today. So they did one-on-ones, and you know, and pretty much he alluded to kind of being more savvy. It's a way to hold, and it's a way to jock for position without getting caught. You know, you see a lot of times when corners hold them safeties, and the corners hold them receivers or the pass catcher where the ref can't see it, on the hip, on the back of the jersey, or they grab the shoulder pads and launch a little bit, and they do things, you know, learn the referee position. And you only learn that for being a vet. You know, you learn that for being a veteran. So it takes some time. You know, experience is the key. You know, it takes some time. So, you know, it takes some time. So he ain't gonna just get out there and be a whiz kid. His problem is, you know, when the ball in the air, it ain't that he don't get his head around. He making the adjustments. He getting his head around. He just grab. And in college, you can get away with that because he was a top college star. And on top of that, being a top college star, he was, you know, one of the best programs. In college, you can be a little bit more physical and a little bit more handsy. That's just what it is. So on one-on-ones, they drilling him on that. And you notice, oh, he didn't get his head around. Even when they called that penalty versus Tampa Bay, he got his head around. So he's starting to make the adjustments. And that's pretty much all you actually can ask for, is a guy that just started to make the adjustments as you go. And when you come into this league, man, you can see the talent. You can see the ball skills. I was more concerned about the little knick-knack injuries he kept getting. That was my concern. You know, the little knick-knack injuries he kept getting. The hand, I think the pectoral knocked him out of the training camp and preseason. That's what I was more concerned about with, but you know, but yeah, like I said before, they working on it, and I see the improvements in how he improving and how he playing. It's just to the point where it's gonna have to be just continue to make the adjustments. Got your head around, you know. Learn to kind of hold and grapple for position where the ref can't see it. Yeah, so in my humble opinion, I mean, you know, as long as they making the adjustments, as long as he learning, I see the talent. Yeah, you absolutely see the talent. It ain't like Jeff Okuda where, you know, he just look a step too slow to be in the league, or like Tease Tabor. The athletic ability is there. So, I mean, you know, I know people pull him, get him out of there. Who you gonna put in? Rackstraw, he just getting his feet wet from an injury. You know, Vidor, Khalil Dorsey. These are the lumps and pains that he gonna have to take to be the player that we envision him to be, because like it or not, if they don't bring Carlton Davis back, he probably your number one corner next year. So that's something to think about. If they don't bring Carlton Davis back, he possibly your number one corner next year. So, you know, I know a lot of people, you know, they probably, you know, forgetting that. He may be your number one corner. You know? So, you know, something to think about. But, yeah, they working on it, and pretty sure, you know, when he hold, you know, they teaching, they coaching in the one-on-ones. One-on-ones is hard for a defensive player because ain't no pass rush. You know, but like I said, you know, most people think he's gonna cost us a game. And it's the way they call it football. It ain't football. It's really rigged for the offense to be successful so they can sell tickets and make more money. That's what it's rigged for. But my whole thing is I see the talent. I see the adjustments that he made. You know, he played the ball. You know, you had them other corners back in the day like Bill Bentley and Aaron Berry. They didn't know how to turn around and play the ball. One day, Alshon Jeffries and Brandon Marshall had a field day on us in Chicago. We just couldn't get our heads. They couldn't turn our head. Like we had a crook in our DBs had a crook in their neck. So now they starting to get their head around, you know, play the ball, and, you know, now the technique is a lot better. So I think Terrion, like I said, talent there, athletically there, all that shit. So I know people don't like the penalties, and some of the penalties is iffy. You know, some of them like, yeah, come on, it's football. It's a bang bang play. And some of them like, dog, why did you do that? You know. So I understand it. I definitely do. So it's football. But you know, gotta make the adjustments. And Carlton Davis got some penalties here and there that, you know, I ain't like. I'm surprised he didn't get fined for his comments, even though he said he wasn't trying to get fined. How anal the NFL is, but yeah, they working on it. So he a WIP, a work in progress. So he a rookie. He's supposed to be, and sometimes veterans got to make adjustments too. That's what people got to realize. And sometimes veterans got to get in there, and they got to do the work, and they got to make them adjustments. So, you know, so I mean, but as long as they working on it, he said, you know, Dan said I talked to him about it. You know, we talked about it, and you know, that's the moment of truth. When the bullets start flying, what do? You freeze? You fire back? When that ball in that air, now that's the most critical part of being a DB. Being able, they said, well, you got to turn your head and play the ball. You see so many penalties not called when the DB don't turn his head and play the receiver. So you got to, a lot of times, you got to follow them receiver eyes. And that's how you got to know. DB is hard to play. Other than quarterback, that's the toughest position to play. DB is tough. Cornerback in particular. Don't know where the ball going. Don't know where the route rolling to. It's tough. It's tough. So, yeah. It's tough. So, but they had a conversation with him. They're working on it. And I'm pretty sure he improved. He's a confident individual. He's confident. He ain't stiff. He athletic. He play the ball the right way. So, and I did that video breaking out his numbers where they not that bad. So, you know, but let's see. But you know, y'all want him to put Vita in there to really kill his confidence. Put Khalil Dorsey in there. You know, Rackstraw, they've been kind of grooming him to play the nickel, but he could be the number 2 corner next year. That's the question. We thought when they traded Carlton Davis, they was gonna pay him, but that wasn't necessarily the case. So maybe he got to prove it, or maybe they just brought him here on a prove it deal. So, I look forward to seeing what they got in there. But to me, I see improvement. It's gonna be ups and downs. It's gonna be rocky bumps and all that stuff for rookies and for veteran players. These NFL teams are constantly breaking down tape. They constantly break your tape down and break you down all the way to the last molecule, what you do well and what you don't do well. So, yeah. So, let's see. But, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, make subscribe button, hit the bell icon button, hit all notifications, features, get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially want to support the channel, Cash App, $CJ Good313, Venmo CJ Good313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link trees, comment on X, Instagram, Spotify, Cash App, PayPal. Peace.